Okay, alright, this is definitely gonna be a different kind of video I'm doing here. This is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. Um, right, so with that warning, if you're not in the right headspace to deal with, like, those, triggering topics, I suggest, watching something else. Anyways, so, this is gonna be about the really fucked up situation I used to live in and that I almost did not survive. Um, this was like more than 5 years ago. Um, and this story is gonna take place over like 5 years as well. Um, so before I get into that, I'll get into the backstory so you can understand more. Oh, and one more thing before I begin. So, the reason I'm doing this is to put my story out there. I guess it's, I don't know, I might even make this unlisted because it's so, I don't know, but I do want to, like, for those who might be in similar situations and whatnot, just know that, you're not alone. And, I'm gonna share, like, the ways that I coped with it and how I got out of it. It makes me emotional saying that, but yeah. Oh, this is heavy shit. So anyways, so backstory first. So, and also this is unscripted, so it might be a little awkward, but for me, it's more awkward when I'm reading something. Anyways, so backstory. Me and my sister Mouse grew up in a highly fucked up and abusive situation with our dad and his wife. My dad was not the abuser, but his wife was. My dad was in military, so he was often not home and just like doing everything he can to support his family. I don't hold any grudges against my dad. Like, it's like, sure, like things could have been better, at his end, but like I don't blame him. Anyways, so his wife was a pedophile that abused us. We were abused in every way, and the most prominent form of abuse was like manipulation that was done to us. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk about all that shit because that's way too much and I don't care to get into it. But just like saying, like, that's the type of shit like we lived with for so fucking long. Eventually, like I was 18 and I moved out. I got into a relationship with someone. Yes, a relationship, because the person was a piece of fucking shit. Ooh, it's thundering. Anyways, not gonna tell that story, because that's gonna be for another video. But anyway, so I moved out, and I was there for 2 years. Then I ended up going back after I broke up with him. So I was back in the toxic situation for like, I don't know, a few more years. And then I met another guy online who I ended up having a relationship with, and I lived with him for 3 years. So I had about 5 years, maybe like 5.5 years of not living in that fucking toxic place. So after the second relationship I had, he kicked me out and I had nowhere to go, so I had to go back to my dad's place. That was not the place we grew up in, but it was another place. They moved in 2008 into a retirement community because my dad was pretty old and so was his wife. And it was a mobile home. And it was absolute hell for me. So prior to then, like, I wasn't fully mentally aware of all, like, the kind of abuse, like, the whole fact that bitch was a fucking pedophile. I didn't realize that, like, despite having gone through abuse, because that's the way, your brain protects itself from certain traumas. Like, it just wipes it out, you know, which is, you know, it's kind of nice to a degree, I guess, not having to remember fucked up shit. My sister never forgot, though, which things have always been harder for her. But in 2013, before my at the time boyfriend kicked me out and broke up with me, I was made full aware of the abuse. My sister had opened up to me and told me everything, and I was obviously fucking disturbed. And it was like a nightmare when my at the time boyfriend kicked me out, and I had to go back to there knowing what I did now, or at the time, you know. So that was fucked. But yeah, I had nowhere else to fucking go, so I had to go back there. The living situation there was like kind of, I almost want to say like kind of comical in a way, because like there were so many extra people living there sometimes. I mean, that's not funny, but like just, I don't know, my old troll brain just saying, haha, breaking the rules, you know. So that place was an HOA community, and they were just like heavily conservative, and it was stupid. But obviously, like, you know, the rules against like having a certain amount of people in the house, but like none of us gave a shit. So like so I was when they moved there, I was still in the first relationship, so I was out of the picture. So they got a place with only like 2 bedrooms, one for my dad and his wife, and then one for my sister. So when I got there, like, there was no room for me. I had to like stay in the living room. And then eventually my sister had a relationship herself with a abusive piece of shit there with her. Such a fucking hell house it was. Literally. But yeah, then like another sister came to live with us with her boyfriend. So there's just like so many people at the house at one point. And then there's another point where our nephew came to live with us. But like it wasn't all those people at once, but like it just like, you know, different times, like maybe three extra people. The last situation was it was just me and my dad and his wife. Prior to that, our nephew was staying with us, but then he got to move out. Alright, anyways, so yeah, then I had the bedroom after my sister moved out, so like at least I got to have a little more privacy. But yeah, it was really rough. I don't remember much of when until like I was living there for like the last 5 years I was there, where I had the bedroom. It's just like the whole, before that, it was just like a jumble of things and a mess. Anyways. So, my fucking head. It was disturbing, me being there, and I was like, literally, like, the definition of fucking disturbed. Like, I couldn't be anywhere in his wife's presence. Like, I could not be around her. I could not stand hearing her talk. I didn't want to touch anything she touched. I was extremely fucking broken mentally and disturbed over the situation. Like, utterly fucking disturbed. And she was abusive in a way to me at the time too, but not physically or anything physical, because I would not fucking allow that. I don't even want to say what I would fucking do if that tried to like do anything to me. Yeah, not happening. So nothing like that happened, but it was at least in later years. But there was like verbal abuse. I didn't give a shit for anything it said at that point. I call it an it because it is an it. A pedophile's not a fucking person. It's just a hazard. So that's what I'll call it. The hazard. Yeah. A hazard that needs to be removed. Anyways, so the hazard was just like shit talking. I gave no fucks because like it's irrelevant. It's just completely irrelevant. The only relevant thing about it is that it's there and existing near me, which I could not stand. And the hazard would steal from me and try to insert itself around me, like in my presence, like just be disgusting and like would smoke around me. And at the time I had a severe allergy to cigarette smoke. Like I would break out in hives, my eyes would fucking burn. And to this day I still fucking hate cigarette smoke, and it is triggering. Yeah, and oh my god. This is a fucking lot. This is a fucking lot. Like, it would insult me, but I didn't care. It would play victim to my dad, and my dad would always say things to me like, why do you hate her? You know, and like, he was so old at the time, and he was getting pretty sick. He had cancer. Oh, fuck. I did not want to burden him with the fucking cold, hard, fucked up ass truth, you know. I'm not gonna do that to a sick, dying old man. You know, that's fucked. But I did tell him, well, he wasn't dying like the entire 5 years, but just, you know, his health got worse. You know, worse and worse. But yeah, I did tell him, I'm like, she was highly abusive to us, you know, and fuck. Yeah, just, and he would say like, oh, can you forgive her? I'm like, you know, honestly, if like it wasn't for the whole pedophile shit, I could be like, sure, as long as they're bettering themselves and trying to become like a better person. But when you're a pedophile, no, there's no fucking going back on that ever. You're a piece of shit that needs to fucking die. Simple as that. And there's no fucking rehabilitation for that. If you think that, there's something wrong in your fucking head. Like, I don't give a shit. There is no fucking rehabilitating for that shit. Okay. I'm not trying to rant. Anyways, he was just so confused. He just did not get it. And I was in therapy at the time, thankfully. I miss my old therapist. I fucking loved her. Honestly, I don't know if she's even still alive. She was like 83 at the time, and that was like so long ago. I told her everything. And I did want to like report, like, you know, like to the police or something. You know, I talked to her about potentially doing that. But then she brought up this fucked up ass thing, limitations. Statute of limitations or something like that. 7 years. Like, if nothing like that has happened in 7 years, it can't be reported. Like, what the fuck? It's such fucking bullshit. That's a fucking hazard. That's, like, not safe for anyone to fucking be around. Okay, I'm not trying to rant. But yeah, couldn't fucking do anything. Can't fucking prove anything. Actually, in a way, I fucking can. Like, if someone were to interview, like, all the people that were affected and, like, see all the damage that's been done, like, yeah, that's fucking proof in itself. But again, not gonna get into all that shit, because it's just too much. Oh, my head. But yeah, so, I don't even remember everything I told my dad. Actually, I did try opening up to my dad about some other really heavy things, and like he was like really open to hearing me out, and that meant everything to me. But that's completely unrelated. But yeah, living there was fucking terrible. I would always fucking be in my room, door closed. They would fucking smoke, and it would often get in the room and make me sick. I tried to like I got like bed sheets and put it under the door to help prevent it from getting in. At one point, I had like a bed sheet nailed around. There's 2 doors in there, nailed around the front door to it. There's 2 doors because the bedroom was like right next to one of the bathrooms in the place. That was fucking awkward. You could fucking hear people going to the bathroom loud and fucking clear. It's not fun. It's disturbing. Ugh. So yeah, I would just, just try and keep the nasty fucking smells from getting in. I also had a duffel bag that it was my ex's, the one that kicked me out in 2013. I just kept it because of reasons, whatever. I would keep all my clothes and most of my belongings in it with a fucking padlock because fucking Hazard would steal my fucking shit. I kept my non-perishable foods in the room. I would always buy like plasticware, like plastic silverware, because I didn't want to use or touch anything that would potentially be using, because it just disgusts me. Like, being so disturbed, I don't want to even touch anything that thing touches. Like, if it would ever like go into my bedroom, touch my doorknobs, I would like psychotically like wipe it down with a fucking Clorox wipe, because I was just like so mentally disturbed over the situation. It was just so fucking insane. So fucking insane. Like, if I wouldn't have been so fucking disturbed, like, something like that, just be like, just wash your hands after touching something, or just spray some Lysol or something, instead of just being like how I was. Like, I was so fucking disturbed. I was even toxic a little bit myself, because I was so fucking miserable. I was extremely vocal about it, like, to my friends and like my sister and her family. Like, I would make it well apparent that I'm fucking miserable and I'm not in a fucking okay situation and I need to fucking get out by any fucking means. Except homelessness, except that. I don't even, anyways, but yeah, I was fucking mentally disturbed from everything. It was horrible. I would go out, I would really like going for walks around the complex, because it was huge. Like, fucking, there's like 500 homes in that place, and I would just wish to get lost on my walks. And I especially loved walking at night. I miss walking at night. I haven't done that in a long time. And there was like a clubhouse area that I would frequent. Like, I was, left, alone. Psycho wouldn't follow me because I would not be fucking having it. Hazard, whatever. Yeah, I would just hang out in the smoking area. And just, I had like, something of a friend over there. He turned out to be a creep, though. Big fucking surprise. But I would hang out with that guy and drink with him sometimes. Yeah, back then I was drinking every night, like a 40 ounce every night. I would buy these huge jugs of wine. Red wine. White wine shreds my stomach. Yeah, that was just when I started having like my stomach acid problems, like from all the drinking, all the stress eating away at my fucking stomach lining. My stomach was super sensitive. There was a time where I couldn't have, like, I don't know if it was really specific food allergies or just like that I wasn't getting taken care of, but like there was a time where I felt like I couldn't eat anything with bread. I was thinking, oh, it's gluten, I don't fucking know, but that's what I thought. So I would avoid eating bread, because like I would say like get like a Subway sandwich, and then like the bread, the cheese was upsetting my stomach. So I figured I was like lactose intolerant and gluten intolerant, so I cut that out for a while. What else? Yeah, it was rough. It's so fucking depressing. Actually, you know, it was so bad that almost fucking every fucking night, I have PTSD nightmares about fucking being back there. Almost every night. I've been on a streak lately, though, of good, decent dreams, which has been nice. Sometimes I'll get a streak of, you know, non-fucking PTSD fucking nightmares, which is always nice. I'm always grateful for it. But yeah, it's extremely common for me to have PTSD nightmares. Being stuck back there, like, arguing with my dad over things, you know, and Psycho just, I mean, yeah, like, I refer to Hazard as Psycho, like, when I'm talking to Andy about it, you know, so, like, I'll probably just say that here and there, whatever. But in, like, the dream, Psycho would be, like, harassing me, trying to invade my space, trying to, like, one of the things that, Hazard would, like, do, like, in real life, not in the dream, that I would dream about, too, because, you know, anyways, like, one of the things it would do is, like, invade my space, like, the bathroom that was, like, connected to my bedroom. It would put all this bullshit decoration crap in there, like, pointless stuff, like, bitch was a fucking mini hoarder, and, like, would make, like, my dad's bathroom was basically unusable, because of the shit that, Psycho put in there, like, it's just so much decoration, so many, like, fucking, I don't know, anti-aging creams, and just pointless fucking waste of money crap. And it was the same way when we were growing up, like, I don't want to get into specifics of that, but it was just so much shit, like counter space, gone, you know, it's just not fucking normal. And I'm like, no, put this, like, I was, like, assertive, I was not fucking having it. I'm like, no, you got the whole fucking house to put shit in, keep it the fuck out of my bathroom and my fucking bedroom. I didn't talk like that, but, you know, I was still very assertive. And, yeah, there was only one time where I talked like that to Hazard. One time, fucking Hazard, okay, this is disturbing, this is gonna be fucking disturbing. One time, Hazard stole a pair of my fucking underwear out of the dryer and put it in its fucking room. So, like, when I was putting my clothes away, I noticed it was missing. And, like, I had a feeling, so I looked in the room, and it was on the floor. I grabbed it and went outside and confronted it. I'm like, what the fuck is this doing there, you know? And then my dad was like, my dad kind of flipped out on me a little bit, but I'm just like, fuck no. Fuck no. So, like, whenever I did laundry, I had to, like, pretty much, like, listen to make sure, because, like, it was right outside the bathroom. I had to, like, listen to make sure, like, no one's going over there, no one's opening it and taking my fucking shit. Yeah, fuck. Another disturbing fucking thing is when I had to, like, go to the bathroom, like, sometimes Psycho would stand outside the fucking door listening. It was so fucking disturbing. So what I would do is, like, I would just, like, plug my ears so I didn't have to hear the sound of it fucking listening to me. It was fucking disturbing. Fucking disturbing. That's when I started, using earplugs, too, like, when I would sleep, because I just don't want to hear it fucking existing, talking, whatever. And, like, when I'm awake during the day, I would have, constantly be playing music in my earbuds. Constantly. Because, like, I could not stand hearing that fucking piece of shit talk. Or even fucking exist. You know, it's just fucking disturbing. Yeah. I got really burnt out on all the music that I used to listen to. Because I listened to it to fucking death. Pretty much like I do nowadays. With my goth and industrial music. Like when, Chains is, like, gaming loudly. I'll just, like, play shit. Just to drown it out. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of, like, it kind of reminds me of back then, like, when I felt the need to tune something out. So that's that's a little bit triggering. But, you know, I'm not in a toxic situation anymore, so it's fucking, it's beautiful. Like, I am so thankful for the situation I'm in now. Anyways, but yeah, so it was bad. It was really bad. Really, really, really fucking bad. Fuck. Anyways, so how I coped was I would just tune it out as best as I could, remove myself from its presence. Like, I loved going out to eat and stuff, and like I loved going with just my dad. But whenever Psycho would be included, I would fucking refuse to go. I'd be like, no thanks, I'm good. You know, I don't want to fucking be around. One time I was out with them, and Psycho was trying to talk to a child. I'm like, no, stop. It was fucking disturbing. Like a kid in the next booth. I was like, fucking stop it. Fucking Hazard needs to die. Yeah. Anyways. There's been, like, so many worse things. You know, like, okay, so, this is really fucked up. Here's another really fucked up thing. When my dad was on his goddamn fucking deathbed, dying in the fucking hospital, we were there, like, visiting him and shit. My sister was there with her kids, and my sister knew to keep her kids the fuck away. Like, she would bring them to see my dad, but, like, she was, like, sure to keep them away from the fucking piece of shit. But yeah, so this one time we were all in the hospital. My dad was, just in the hospital bed. My sister's kid was there next to me, and Psycho fucking came up to him and said, do you want to be my boyfriend? I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck no. Piece of fucking shit had the fucking audacity to say that to my fucking nephew, and right next to my dad dying in the fucking hospital bed. Thank fuck he didn't hear that. God, it's so fucking disturbing. I was like screaming internally, somebody fucking do something. There is a fucking hazard among us. Somebody do something. But the law isn't fucking helping because bullshit reasons. It's like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. Fuck. So situations like that, where someone's a piece of shit like that, and there's nothing you can do, like, legally, all you can do is what I did. Spread awareness to those who it concerns, you know, those who have to be around it. Tell everyone you can, you know, let them know that this is not safe. Especially don't let kids be around it. Oh my god. It's so fucking disturbing. Okay, I'm not trying to have a meltdown. But yeah, it was really fucking bad. I had to live with that for so fucking long. Those 5 years, those last 5 years felt like closer to 10. I really thought it was closer to 10. I was shocked when I actually did the fucking math like a moment ago. What the fuck? Just like, how could it have been only 5 years? It felt like at least 7. Anyways, I don't know. Mind fuck to me. It was so bad. Anyways, this was also California. And I was on disability income. And my dad, like, took so much of my fucking money. Like, he took $500 for my share of the rent. And I only had $200 for myself, like, for groceries and shit. And it was California. Shit's expensive, you know? If it would have been an option, I would have gotten my own fucking place. But no, it's fucking California. One of the most expensive fucking states in the fucking piece of shit ass country. Sorry, I'm just fucking stressed. It's a fucking shit show. This whole planet is a piece of shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, anyways. It's just like, the world is fucked. It is fucked. Every country, every place is fucked. Like, hazards just fucking living among us. Hazards controlling the fucking world. Okay, I'm trying to get all political here. Anyways, what we can do is create our own safe spaces, our own communities, and cut out toxicity by whatever means. I'm getting a fucking headache. Where was I? Fuck. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna make this public. Might just be unlisted. I don't know. Maybe I'll just start out unlisted. Anyways, where was I? Things are fucked. And things were fucked for me. Right. Okay, how expensive everything was. So I wasn't able to get my own place. I didn't have anyone that could, like, I could get a room with. I mean, you know, split a place with, you know, roommate with. Didn't really know anybody. I asked, like, a lot of my friends and family. They couldn't help me out. I didn't know what to do. And since my dad was dying, this was in 2017. Like, before I get into that, I want to mention that I was into self-harming, and I was very suicidal. Like, I'm not going to get into the grim details of, like, the thoughts that I had, but they were extreme. And for the self-harming, at night, when I would get drunk, I would cut my leg, my thighs. But it wasn't really deep or anything. It was just like little scratches. Didn't really, I don't have any scars or anything. But yeah. Okay, so my dad's when my dad was dying, starting in 2017, I told myself, like, when he dies, I am not fucking staying here alone with that piece of shit. My dad was the only reason I was staying there. I was willing to stay there. I would not be willing to be homeless, because, like, I could not survive on the streets. Fuck no. So, I planned on ending it. I was gonna go down to the gas station and hang myself in the bathroom. But it never came to that, because in 2017 I met Andy, and we were friends and working together for about a year. And then he asked me out, and I'm like, sure, I'll give it a shot. And we hit it off really well. It was very nice. He helped me feel better. He's like, this is so fucking cheesy, but he literally is my hero. He is. Like, he helped me feel better. He helped me cope. And then we decided we want to be together. We're gonna start a life together. So, and he was in New York at the time. He came all the fucking way down to California from New York for me by train. I paid for his ticket. I think I did, yeah. And then when he got there, we just decided we're out of here. So we went to my sister's at the time husband took us in. We were staying in his little apartment for a little while. And then we eventually, we went to live with Andy's grandma in Oregon, so we stayed there for almost a year. Then we moved here to Michigan and started our life. We got a place with our roommate, and yeah, things are good. But anyways, so if someone is stuck in a fucked up situation like that, you know, first thing out, reach out for help. Like, you know, get a therapist, you know. There's always somebody you can go to. Like, you know, cut out everyone that's toxic, you know, or if you're stuck living with someone that's toxic, there are ways to, like, avoid them. I forget what they call it. It's the same thing that I did. Like, I would not really talk to the hazard. You know, I would, unless like, you know, something, you know, unless I had to, you know, I would avoid it as much as I could. I would tune it out as much as I could. And there were some times I could stay at my sister and her husband, at the time my husband's place, for like a few days or so. That was always amazing to be away from there. Going back was always the worst. Holidays were always the worst, because fucking Hazard had to be there. I'm like, fuck no. Fuck no. And my sister, like, if it wasn't for my dad, my sister would have had nothing to do with Psycho. And once my dad died, Psycho was cut out by everyone. But yeah, like, my sister loved my dad, you know, like, I love my dad. My dad was, he was great, you know, he was something special. Obviously shit at picking partners, because, like, before he was with that, he was with somebody else abusive, like, someone that was, abusive towards him, and manipulative towards, his daughter that he had with the other person. Fuck, so many. My dad, like, he's just, like, overly trusting, and there was another piece of shit individual that he was, like, overly trusting to that ended up abusing a loved one. And just, like, fuck. It's just, my dad was not great when it came to, like, identifying the worst of the worst. I don't know. Don't hate on my dad. He doesn't deserve it. You know, he did his best, you know, with what he had. And, actually, now that I remember, I don't remember how this was brought up, but, like, it was like, oh, what if, the abuse was such and such, basically saying, like, what if it turns out that's a pedophile, you know? And he said, well, I wouldn't leave her, because, you know, like, he's old. He's fucking old and dying. He doesn't want to deal with drama. I get it, you know, I don't fucking blame him. But, like, prior to that, he's had, like, a couple chances to, like, realize, hey, this is fucked up. Like, my sister tried to reach out to him, like, when we were in our late teens or something, and he just said, oh, you're lying. Like, it's fucked up. Like, being in denial. You know, like, he just didn't know how to deal with it. I get it. It's fucked up. It's wrong. And you should be held accountable when you turn a blind eye to something so fucking severe. But I understand him, and I don't hate him. I have no grudges towards my dad. And neither does my sister. But anyways, it was bad. One time, Hazard even taunted me with that. Like, 'cause, like, it would act like the victim, you know? What did I do? Why do you hate me? And, like, one time it said, I'm not gonna say the words because it's just too gross, but, like, it said, did I so-and-so you? And it said what it did. I'm just like, I just fucking walked away, because I just could not even with that. That was just, like, like, if there were any doubt that Hazard knew what it was fucking doing, that was, like, proof, you know, that little taunt, you know. Like, some might think, like, oh, they're just, like, so fucking mentally ill, they don't know what they're doing. That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. But yeah, so, if someone is stuck in a situation like that, you're not alone. You're fucking not alone, you know. I feel for you. I hope the best for you. And like I was saying, there are steps, you know, like, reach out to somebody for help, a therapist, a doctor, anyone, because, like, sometimes even, like, doctors ask, like, are you in an okay living situation? Are things okay? You know? And then, like, medical professionals and therapists and stuff, they can even help you look into resources so you can get out. And, like, In California, you know, there's like a fuckload of resources because like it's one of the most expensive states, so like, you know, more taxes and shit, so that means like more money goes towards like certain kinds of programs for, you know, someone that needs to get out of an abusive situation. I I was so fucking messed up mentally. I couldn't really think straight. I was so fucking disturbed then. I didn't really think to like look up these programs, research all this stuff. I wish I had. But you can do that. There's resources online, you know? And then like for getting out, like I know like finances are an issue. Honestly, I don't really know what to do like when you need more money, you know? Like I don't, because like that's not my field of expertise. I just know how to cope with things. I understand like psychological aspects, and yeah, just reach out. Do some research, like see what kind of options you have, you know. And fuck, I guess I'm just gonna end this here. But one more thing I'll say is something that helped keep me going was knowing that it wouldn't last forever. Like, nothing lasts forever. Like, at least like the way I see it, nothing bad lasts forever. It'll come to an end. It'll come to an end. And thanks to Andy helping me out, it did. Like, I would not be alive if it wasn't for him. I'm so grateful for everything I have now, like the little things, you know, being able to hang up my clothes in my closet and have a dresser where I won't get my shit stolen. Having my own home that's no toxic fuckery around, you know, not living with anyone toxic. And my roommate like rages and is messy, but like, I mean, has games, you know, he's a good guy, but like, it's non-toxic here. It's amazing. It's life-changing. Like, my life just improved more and more over the years. My health was being neglected back then. It was going to shit, and now I'm being taken care of. I'm getting basically everything I could fucking need, like health-wise, since I got fancy new free insurance. Fuck. It's just because of living like that. I'm just grateful for everything I have. I really am. It made me sad back then when my dad was like, "Oh, we'll buy you a dresser. You know, why don't you use the closet?" Like, because I can't, because I'll get shit stolen. You know, it made me sad. Like, he wanted to fix up the house too, was being a piece of shit, you know. And I would fucking just let things be dirty. I would throw trash around. I'd spit on the floor. I didn't give a fuck, because I didn't give a fuck about cleaning because I was miserable, you know. I know that's fucking disgusting, but I was in a fucked up situation, so. But yeah, like, things are decent for me now, and I'm just forever grateful. But yeah, just know you're never fucking alone in these situations. There's always room for improvement. These things never last forever, and there's always steps you can take to get out of them. And when it's like a situation as severe as mine was, let your community know what's going on for other people's safety and well-being, because that kind of shit that I was talking about, it destroys lives. It really does. Alright, that's gonna do. Thank you guys for listening to my story, and take care, everyone.